Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Vader Games in the building. You know what it is. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV, and this is another episode of 115. One question, 15 minutes, and it's a little bit of a holiday chill. First things first. My peoples come first. My people, those that are here, those that are no longer here, thought of and always remembered. Now, I got a few things to discuss, and this is going to be to the minute with regards to this 115. I gotta tell you. I gotta manage things, and it might be even shorter than the 115. But let's get this popping.
Vader Games.
All right, my peoples, and let me shout out my very first person in the building with regards to comments, showing love, hitting that like button in the mix. And I gotta shout out Sir in the building. He goes, big up Vader, Merry Christmas. Listen, Merry Christmas to you, Happy Holidays. Hope all is good. Now, I gotta get into this, and I gotta get into it right now. All right. Shout out to you being in the chat. Everybody in the building, hit that like button, be a part of the show. Now, Muhammad, I see you. Wagwan, my guy. Wagwan, living up. Love, my guy. Happy holidays to you. Now, I got to point something out. Okay. I got to point something out, and it's really irritating me, but I'm not surprised by it because I did anticipate this. I did suggest it, predict it. All right. There's one thing out there that we know. Traditional media, major media, right? The majority of the media out there, right? But then there's also what we all consider mainstream media, and then YouTube media, right? YouTube as a platform, it's grown, it's established. We know the key players, right? All of us that consume this, EPL, UCL, La Liga, all the football, we navigate. We get to YouTube and we interact with certain key people. Shout out to Carnage, shout out to Staffy TV, shout out to Football Terrace, shout out to Don Hussam, shout out to Judge Mo, shout out to Mancuni Away, True City Fan, Have Hope, Sarcasm City TV, Sad's Corner. Listen, the list is long. The list is long, all right? I just want to emphasize one thing in particular. Notice how the YouTube media, the major YouTube media, right? And we know the major YouTube account. I'm humble here with my humble channel, but look at how the major YouTube channels are going to shift. Look how they're going to move, right? It's been talked about. It's been said. We know media darlings, Liverpool. We know the favorites amongst all of these big media, YouTube media. They're pushing Arsenal hard. Notice how they're going to now flip and switch things up. When this season kicked off, and shout out, I see you all in the chat. When this season kicked off, even as the season got in, City were washed. Pep was out of ideas. Pep doesn't look to be to the same level of Sir Alex Ferguson because he's not able to work with less. All that was thrown with regards to Pep. All that was said, right? Now, this particular show was sent to me early. I think the conversation might have shifted 10 minutes into the show or whatever. Actually, let me move my cursor and find out. We're probably 19 minutes into the show. Sent to me, listen, because we're all part of these group chats. And I was like, you got to hear how they're talking about Manchester City now. You got to hear how they've shifted things. Shout out to Nas in the building. I see you. Speak on Semenyo rivals. I'm going to speak on that, and this is where we're getting at. But we could remember that City transfer windows have not been up to snuff with regards to who they have and why they won't be challenging this year. Pep has his own style of play. He does not change. His philosophy is outdated. There is too much of the old guard, and they're not available with regards to City. That's why City aren't threatening. That's why City aren't scary. That's why City aren't in this title race. It was Liverpool. It was Arsenal. And for many said it was Chelsea, then City. Okay? Whether it's going to be Chelsea or City, whatever. We weren't talked about to be in this title race for many factors. Many factors. The laundry list was long. Now, lo and behold, we have an acquisition in Antoine Semenyo. That hasn't even been confirmed yet, but it looks like it's happening. Large up. I see a lot of things have been posted. Early holiday gifts, early Christmas gifts to Manchester City fans. But I'm addressing this right here. I'm addressing these three right here and the football terrace with regards to, you're going to see the shift, right? Why are they going to go from Pep City washed to must win? Watch how they're going to move. Watch how they're talking about this with the acquisition of Semenyo. And Semenyo's not even confirmed yet. Now, I'm gonna play this. I hope it shows out. I hope it comes out audio wise. It's gonna be really brief, but I'm gonna play this, and I'm curious to hear what your take is on it. Let me hopefully this plays well. Let me know. Let me know if you guys hear it in the chat, please. I want to make sure. All right. City have been improving for a while now. This City improvement is nothing new. These guys do a show every week, and he does panels with members all the time. You don't hear it? All right, let me try to rewind this. Hold on. Let me try to cue it up first. All right, hold on. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to go to my audio. I'm going to do this. All right. Respond really quickly as I message, all right? Let me know real quick. All right, let me know real quick. I'm going to play it. Let me know if you hear it. Nas, let me know.
I'll come on to Chelsea in a minute. My big...
Let me know if you heard that.
I actually believe that Arsenal needed to sign that guy. Arsenal needed to sign that guy today. Still Martinelli and sign that guy.
Let me know if you're hearing that before I continue on. Let me know if you guys are hearing that, because I just want this on point. I'd rather do that than have to do the share screen, because I can keep that on screen and talk to it. So let me know. Let me move this as well. Y'all hearing that? In the chat, let me know, peeps. Let me know if you're hearing it. I hear it. All right, big ups. Now, I'm gonna play this real quick. Hear this out.
Okay. The fact to prevent City from strengthening
I do understand that, right? And I think that, like, my big thing, I'll come on to Chelsea in a minute. My big take on this now is that City must win the league.
All right. I see y'all in the chat, and I'm gonna get to it. But see, it wasn't so long ago. It wasn't so long ago that it was City are not good enough to win this league. It wasn't so long ago where it was a laundry list of all the reasons why City did not have enough to win this league. Why? And when we look at depth, when we look at goal scoring, when we look at defense, when we look at sustainability, it was all listed out. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Happy holidays to all of you. Abdallah, I see you. Sean, I see you. Actually, Sean, Arsenal fan, he goes, Arsenal fan here, and I can already see the excuse seeds being planted for if City win the league when no one picked them early this season. Sean, you're a real one. Sean P, you're a real one. They're already laying the groundwork. They're already, and I've done this before, they're already, shout out to Judge Mo and Hussam, they're already coddling, right? And Terry, I can't forget Terry. They're already coddling Arsenal with regards to, ooh, let's shift some of this pressure and put it on City because of signing Semenyo. Are you kidding me? You just heard Terry, shout out to Abdallah. He goes, what up? You just heard Terry say, I've got a big take here. I'm saying that City must. They are so predictable. So predictable. This is Arsenal's league to lose. What are we doing here? The must falls on one club. The must also fell on this guy right here. Don Hussam also fell on Liverpool as a must when they spent 450 in one window. So I'm not having this. I'm not having this. Now, from a City standpoint, from a club standpoint, we look at every season as we're planning to win the league. We are putting efforts into winning the league. Oh my gosh, 1 second. Apologies for that. Now listen. There is no way that this is going to go from City do not have enough to do it. Pep has run out of ideas. Pep has been figured out with regards to his approach towards football, and the game has changed to City must with the acquisition of Semenyo. We're not doing that. We were also reminded that City can't do it because they don't have Ballon d'Or Rodri as an option. Look at their transfer windows and the players that have been acquired. Some Savio, actually I call him Semenyo, Savinho. Savinho's not been good enough. Look at what they're doing. They can't figure out what they're going to do with Marmoush and Nori. Those guys don't play. Too much dependency on Holland. Doku, after 2 seasons, not looking good now. He's starting to shine, but Doku was in the mix. And then we're also looking at with Reinders and Shirky and whether those guys would be up to snuff and makeshift left backs and right backs. I'm not having this City must. Not against the best squad depth that's out there. But see how they're shifting it already. See how they're already ready. And Sean P's a real one. They're already coddling Arsenal with regards to a third club that must. Arsenal, Liverpool must. Now they want to add City must. Come on now. Shout out to the Football Terrorists. Go and subscribe if you haven't already. This is where I'm getting this from. But watch. And these guys don't even challenge him. These guys don't even challenge on this must.
When they complete this signing. And that received a very interesting response from City fans last night who said, why must we? Well, there wasn't a season in the Premier League once United had won the Premier League under Sir Alex where we were not expected to win it and there wasn't a high amount of pressure on us to win it. But I look at it this way when it comes to Man City. So I do get your point on Arsenal, and I'll come back to them in a moment because sometimes you've got to think longer term.
All right, I got to break this. So I see my gal in the chat. My gal, happy holidays to you. Rose goes, hey, Vader. I'm so excited. Everything is going my way. I'm in the middle of making pot roast, large up, and watching my favorite content creator. Rose, bless to you. Hope the food turns out well. I have no doubt that it will. And the time spent with family is some great memories made. So thank you so much for being part of the show. Great for me to catch you as well. I see 115. You don't need to. 115 will happen. It's going to be put out there. They're going to come to a term. We just got to wait. I need to see a midfielder in Gehi in January. You want to see 3 transfers in January. I'd like to see, if we get 2 out of the 3, I think that's a very good window, and I'm going to take that. Mike Dawes in the building. He goes, streaming on Christmas Eve, so Canadian. Listen, I got to put in that work. I wasn't able to do it earlier today. I got the gifts and everything set up, so now's my time. But I only got 2 minutes. Large up. Thank you for being a part of the show. 50 years later. Yeah, right? The 115 is taking a long time. But this City must is so predictable. All right? And you're going to see the large football YouTube channels. They're going to be shifting this. They're going to be putting the emphasis on City after one signing with regards to Semenyo. Now, I want to speak on Semenyo, and I'm actually very happy for the signing when it does happen. This Semenyo signing, when it does happen, large up to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button on your way in here. The Semenyo is brilliant. And it's brilliant because what I've done on a previous shows is I dispelled, I shut down. I don't know if I did it on 115 or if I did it on CIA Intelligent Agendas. But I killed this myth about Pep-type players, City-type players. We are not set in our ways. We are like what Bruce Lee said. We are flowing like water. We evolve. We adapt. This Pep-type players, they told us that Holland wasn't a Pep-type player. They told us that Holland was not a Pep-type player. I don't want to hear any of this. They told me Doku wasn't a Pep-type player. So, listen, the manager is not a serial winner for no reason. He's always looking to adapt. And this Pep type player is nonsense. It's about what do you see with regards to the league right now? What weaponry do we need? And let's go out and get it. The fact that the club have acted so swiftly, and I love that it's so proactive. And it's proactive. We got criticized that we weren't proactive enough. Look what we did last Jan. And now we're making moves again this Jan. I'm so happy with how we're moving. I think the Semenyo signing, the fact that he is he doesn't have a weak foot. He can do the left and right. And who else can do left and right? Shirky. I like that we can keep defenses guessing. This is a time when I think attack is going to be so key. Keep the opponent off balance because they don't know where you're striking from. We don't know where the threats are from. I like his pace and power. I think he can adapt to how City want to play and what Pep wants from him. I think he has the ego or lack of ego to do what's asked of him, as well as go out and get his numbers and be the player that he needs to be. I'm so amped for it. I see y'all in the chat. Spartacus, Merry Christmas to you. Citizen, I see you. Merry Christmas. Good looking out. Almost 1.2K. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we gotta link up in the new year. Spartacus goes, I don't think Semenyo is a needle mover. We don't need a needle mover. Well, why do we need a needle mover? We need another member of the squad. Were we going to say that was Reinders a needle mover? Was that why he's picked up? Was Nico Gonzalez picked up to be a needle mover? All right, was Ait Nori picked up to be a needle mover? Sometimes we need players that are going to be in there to play a very important role. We're getting a player that is what is he? 11 GA already? And he's going to be a threat on whether you defend him from not scoring or you trying to defend him and then he frees up and assists the big man in the middle. I'm happy with the signing. I don't think he will be first 11 player if everyone is fit, but he is a good rotational player. I think he can challenge our starting 11. I think Semenyo could get to the point where he's challenging our starting 11, and that's whether it's challenging Doku, that's whether it's going to be challenging on that right wing, whoever it may be, whether it's going to be Foden inverting, whether it's going to be Shirky inverting. I think that second striker, center forward, I think Semenyo could be really key to us, and he doesn't need to come here and be a starter. We got him for 65 million release clause. I think that's calm. City are incredible, so incredible. Be honest. Do you think everything since 2008 is legit? All right. Catch me, subscribe, catch me. I will do a show on the 115. I will do a show since new ownership has picked up. I will answer those. Now's not the time, though. Now's not the time. Rec in the building. He goes, I've legit enjoyed every minute of the meltdown, the chaos, the panic that we're seeing. And because of the panic that we're seeing from Arsenal fans, you're going to get these three, mainly the one in the center. You're going to get Terry, large YouTube channel. You're going to get the, you know what, for entertainment purposes, for the team that I actually want to win it, and they would prefer, all of them would prefer Arsenal win it or Aston Villa. So again, what's the best thing to do? Shift that pressure on a City that you canceled and dismissed to the start of the season and say that they must. Get out of here. The reaction to Semenyo has been hilarious. No one cares about us, apparently. So much has been said on how Semenyo isn't. And Spartacus is one of them. He's not a needle mover, right? Semenyo isn't quite that player. Even Don Hussam was like, yeah, I don't want him at Liverpool. City fans have said, yeah, I don't need Semenyo here. I don't think it works. Look at what a player that won't really do much, isn't a needle mover, isn't a starter, and look at how they're talking about now City must win. Oh, I remember back when United were in their pump. Okay, well, United also went 3 years without winning it. We make plans, City always make plans to try and win the title. That's what these moves are about. Even last season when we fell off, we thought we had enough to win it, but the planning to win the league is always amongst City. The must to win the league, when you've won 4 in a row, you have an off season, and when you're rebuilding, I don't know how you go so far to say within a rebuild, City must. When you have 21 years of celibacy with Arsenal not having been able to win the league, y'all need to relax with that. And let me play this.
But the reason I think that is this: City, I think, have got better and better as the season has gone on, and I'm reassessing the season because of their improvement. And on top of that, there is the element of buying a new player. But for me, I look at it and think to myself that when you actually start to break it down and when you actually start to go through it, they have Pep Guardiola as their manager first and foremost, okay?
We always had Pep. We always had Pep as our manager, and you guys wrote City off. We always had Pep as our manager.
And Pep Guardiola is most certainly the best of his generation. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
He's always been the best of the generation, and he's been the best of the generation since the season started, and even by game week 10, which no one still had City with regards to this.
He is absolutely the best of his generation. Then on top of that, what I look at is they are a team that is full, absolutely full of players that have already won the league.
They talked about all the players that won the league and left as to why City weren't going to win. Now we're full with players that have won the league. The way we said on CIA said, watch how they're going to shift this. Watch how they're going to move and make this a City must, because they know the pressure is actually elsewhere. The pressure has been on Arsenal, and it was on Liverpool, and Liverpool have fallen off. Now you need another bad guy.
Many players have won the league, the Champions League, they've got over the line. And all I keep reading, and I agree with it, it's the only element when it comes to the Arsenal conversation that I say actually holds water, is Arsenal's players haven't.
With AI,
you can create.
All right, let me take this off screen since it's an ad.
Vader games.
Yeah.
Mo, what you said yesterday is happening.
Vader
Yeah,
games.
these guys have. On top of that,
Terry's doing exactly what I said that will happen at the end of the
he
season.
predicted it yesterday.
I literally said what you are saying now. If Arsenal don't win the league at the end, Arsenal fans will say that we cannot compete with City's finances.
well, so no, but this is the hang on. Let me.
I gotta. You know what? Apologies here. I gotta give ratings to Mo. I gotta give ratings to Judge Mo for that, because I did not anticipate that. Hussam stayed silent, but Judge Mo spoke up and said, "You know what? I saw this happening," and he spoke about it. This is wild.
I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm not saying you're doing it. I'm saying that's the narrative.
Yeah. No, I
That's
hear
the
you.
narrative that is going to happen at the end of the season, because
For me,
it's
the other way.
starting.
It's the other way, though. It's the other way. Arsenal can still beat them to the league title. I think it adds to the achievement. It's not an excuse not to win.
It adds to whose achievement? Wait. Is he trying to say now it's going to add to Arsenal's achievement if they were to win the league versus this City because of the signing of Semenyo? This has got to be a joke. This has got to be a joke. Large up everybody in the chat. I see you.
Win, because for me, I think you can have more than one team where there is an expectation of must winning the league. Liverpool, as champions, dropping half a billy, had to retain their title.
Okay.
Arsenal,
Facts.
900 million spent on their squad, 6 years Arteta at the club, they've got to be winning the title.
Facts.
This idea that City shouldn't be expected to do the same thing, I think is an abomination.
Okay. All right. Like I said earlier, City make plans every season to compete and challenge for the league. That is what we have our sights set, and it's for multiple trophies, not just the league. But at the same time, we've all been very honest. I know with regards to Vader Games TV and all of y'all in the chat, we've been very honest to say, yeah, we see our club winning the league, but we also know that they were at the time, and again, I think we could now say that we're second favorites, but at the time we said, yeah, we're third favorites to win this league, because you have Arsenal, you have Liverpool, and then you had City. No one's saying when you're third of the favorites that you're not expecting or planning to win the league. You just know that you have a tougher route about it. But this conversation in terms of this achievement that Arsenal is supposed to have when they're already first favorites, to them doing something special to win the league versus this City, get out of here with that. This spin is ridiculous, and I'm not having it. And I hope y'all don't have this either, because this narrative is so forced. It is so forced. City with the acquisition of Semenyo does not then jump frog leap us to be the favorites with regards to this. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I see you all in the chat. Good looking.
Religious. But on top of having a squad that's a lot of them have already won the league, they're 2 points off top, the greatest manager of his generation, a squad full of winners. But let's just get one little thing in here, because Arsenal get ridiculed for this. Liverpool have been getting stick for this, and we've got to be right about it. Do you know in the last 12 months, the calendar year, once this Semenyo deal is complete, that is £456 million City have spent on players.
All right. Now, this is why this is very funny. Okay? Because, and I'm going to be just as cheeky, I'm going to be just as duplicitous, I'm going to be just as shameless as what Terry's doing right now. Because he's talking about the calendar year. If we happen to not sign Semenyo until the new year, this point he's making doesn't hold water. All right? But he wants to put in the Semenyo deal and say, now with the Semenyo deal, look at how much City has spent within a calendar year. Now, what we spent within one calendar year is what Liverpool spent in one window. One calendar year to one window. I'm not having that. What are we doing? We know that City are in a rebuild because of the exits of the players, and look at what they're trying to do. Look at what we are trying to do in terms of remain competitive, 2 points off top, the collapse from Liverpool, completely unexpected, but we are not doing this. I'm sorry.
To put that into context, it's 48% in 12 months of Arteta's entire spend in 6 years.
Okay, here we go. So because and again, this is cheeky of him, because City in a calendar year are doing that percentage that he just gave with regards to Arsenal. Now, we know that Liverpool did that spending in one window to that same percentage to Arteta. But that was not a point that he was ready to bring up. That's not a point that he was emphasizing and hammering Liverpool fans about. Now that it's City, and I get it, Terry's a United fan. Now that it's City, let me throw that grenade in there. Think about that grenade as it attributes to Manchester City and not Liverpool, which is a point he's been holding on for a really long time. Let me see what my man Sean P is saying. Sean goes, I'm an Arsenal fan and thought the whole discussion was nonsense. No one must but Arsenal. End of. I still think we will be there, by the way. Yeah, listen, Arsenal fans should not be counting themselves out. You guys are going to be fighting for it. You have such an amazing team right now with regards to what you've built over the years, where you're not going to be discredited. It's a point where everyone's saying, now show us, right? You've been building towards this, now show us. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Now, everybody in the building, this conversation is going to go on. We're going to continue with this. I wanted to make sure that I was at least able to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you that were able to tune in. I'm surprised by the numbers that I'm seeing as well. I hope each of you have done the customary thing. It's holidays. You come in the house, take your shoes or boots off, and that's by hitting the like button. I'm going to do more of these. I'll be honest with you. Christmas Day is going to be hectic. Boxing Day is going to be a problem, but I'm going to watch a lot of content. Expect a match reaction, probably without a thumbnail, but expect the match reaction on the 27th. And then I think I'm back on the 28th. But everybody in the building, I apologize so very much. Let me try to catch up with these comments I fell behind. Rose goes, thanks for being inspiring, informative, and wonderful content you provide. I learned so much. Blessings going forward. Rose, thank you so very much. My gal, thank you so very much. Hope your food turns out well, and I hope you enjoy the festives with family, and tell one of them to give you an extra hug for me, please. Ed in the building, he goes, what up? Gervais goes, those boys are frauds. Nah, I mean, they're fraudulent on this topic for sure. Nas goes, imagine if Liverpool hijacked the deal, he would be saying he's the he'd be saying he's a solid replacement. Absolutely no consistency. this is what we're going to move with. But I'm here to challenge when I see things incorrectly. And this was set. Vader, you got to respond on this one. You got to. And I'm in the mix. I'm going to read each and every one of your comments. I'm sorry I wasn't able to put them all screen. But moving forward, I'm going to have some more time. Love to each and every one of you. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. This was an episode of 115, one question, 15 minutes. Why mainstream football YouTube will target City and why they're going to shift this must to Manchester City must, when we know this must still needs to fall on Arsenal, and it still needs to fall on these defending champs, despite them being 10 points off. But I'm Vader Games, and I'm out. Bless and love. Happy holidays.